Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 3 p.m. here in New Vienna, Iowa. That means it's time for another live stream because it's Tuesday, November 17th, 2020. It's Trivia Tuesday, and the subject for today's trivia is going to be Sean Connery in honor of the man and his very lengthy and successful career. Hopefully, this is an appropriate tribute to him. I just thought it'd be a good time to have some Sean Connery trivia. Another thing that I have to announce, as you could see on the banner today, I have 2 prizes that I could give away. There'll be a surprise. When we get to the bonus question, we'll get to the prizes. They're not like super crazy, but I thought some people might like them. So, yeah, I'll have actually prizes today. They're not going to be related. You don't have to actually answer any questions correct, except for the bonus. And even then, probably whoever gets the closest will give away 2 prizes today. And I'm going to limit it to continental U.S. shipping only, just because I'm worried about trying to ship stuff elsewhere at the moment for my situation. So, yeah, so that's going to be what's going on today. Before we get to the trivia questions, let's say hi to everyone listening on the podcast version. Hope you guys are having a good run. And everyone watching after the fact. I think that probably you guys won't be able to take part in the bonus to win a prize today, but maybe we can see you on some other time. But thank you for watching whenever you are watching. All right, let's see who's here. We've got Daniel M. saying he forgot that today was trivia day and he feels like there's a test he forgot to study for. I mean, these are all fun. Most of the times I always try to make it. Well, today there's one question that's super crazy, but I always try to make it so that you can kind of guess a wrong answer because I love wrong answers. Steven Gersdorf says, how did yesterday's spaghetti candy end up? I had to leave for work. Well, I was able to finish the spaghetti candy, and it was one of those weird things where, like, by the end of it, well, at the way end of it, I was struggling. But, like the middle of it, I was just kind of eating food, you know? It's just, and I was thinking, like, really strange thoughts of, like this is like a weird like human fattening exercise. Like if I were like a Hansel and this is like a weird like dark version of or even darker version of Hansel and Gretel, where like the kid is being like plumped up so that he could be eaten later. And then strangely enough, have you guys seen the latest Grubhub commercials that have come out? They've got these like animated characters and they're all just super excited about drinking drinks. That's like the theme of this commercial is like not just getting food delivered, but also specifically drinks. And the way that the characters are designed and how they're so happy about their like sugary drinks, it totally is like, I don't know if they intentionally did it, but it definitely reminds me of WALL-E when all the people are on the Axiom and like people are upset and the ship realizes that people are grumpy. So they're like, oh, let's release a new color of outfit. And so then they get like blue, or they go from red to blue or blue to red. I forget which one it was. And like a new color Slurpee, you know, just totally reminds me of that. And it was really putting me off to Grubhub. Not that I use Grubhub out here, but if I were a Grubhub user, I'd be like, I don't want to be like one of those people on the Axiom. Although I do secretly kind of want to be a person that lives on the Axiom in a strange way. That was a long way of answering that question. Chris L says, you're looking relatively healthy considering yesterday's food fiasco. Cheers. And today I'm having a honey stinger because I had a weird lunch today, just schedule-wise. Not that it was weird content-wise. So I'm kind of just hungry, and I still have a whole bunch of these. But yeah, my morning run today, fine. I did not have to stop in the corn. No undue cramps or anything like that. So, or cramps at all, for that matter. So I ended up being fine. Lewis says, yo, what's going on? Steven Gersdorf said he's still alive. Very much. Very much. Yeah, Martha says Mikey ate all of it. I did. Mikey did eat all of it. Stevie 76 says, Sean Connery had lots of mother jokes on SNL Jeopardy. He sure did. Yeah. Scotty B says, hey, friends. Scotty, how are you up there in Minnesota? It was cold down here, very cold, but at least it wasn't windy. But I was thinking about my friends further up north and how they must be doing. Rain Runner says, hi, all. Jeff Elliott says, hello, everyone. Finally made it. Awesome. Good to see you again, Jeff. All right. Ben White says, hey, mates. And Christian Schoberg says, good evening, everyone. Awesome. Kurt Isla says, good vibes. And Remy's here, says, back to cooking with Co and Co. Vegetarian shepherd pie on the way. Oh, that sounds delicious. That sounds really good. Let's do a couple more shout outs and then we'll get started with trivia. Brendan Camp says, hello. Oh, I love this avatar here, Brendan. Roberto Davila says, hey, everyone. Look at that nice bulldog there. Scotty B giving us the morning report. 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow, 9 miles. Whew. And 12 times 2 minute equals iced lashes, crusty buff, Powerade slushy. Wow. 10 degrees. We were at like 25 or so, like mid 20s for us. And that was cool enough. It was warm enough though that I didn't have to have my buff on my face for I did 2 times 5 minutes. So just nothing too hard at threshold pace. So a nice, enough to feel like I did a little bit of a workout, but nothing too intense. Let's get this brighter. All right. But I definitely had, the crusty buff, like all the heat that was generated in here froze over. And I'm new to this because I've never really had a mustache before and I've never had one in the winter. All this like just weird like crustiness happening in the mustache because I think of the heat. I don't think it's booger snot. It could be frozen booger snot. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some more research on that one. All right, let's get to we'll get to some more comments while we're answering questions, but let's get to that first question. And the first two are going to be from two of my favorite, 2 movies that I really enjoy. The first one is one of my favorite movies, but that both have Sean Connery in them, and his characters are pretty amazing. So, question number 1. That went off. In Indiana Jones and Last Crusade, Sean Connery, as Dr. Jones Sr., is surprised to learn that his son, Jr., is going by the nickname Indy. Why? Why is Sean Connery so surprised that his son is going by the nickname Indiana? I think you guys would know this. I think we've talked about this before, too. Benoit says, like, my crustiness in the mustache is probably condensation. Frank is saying that they're beardsicles. We'll see. I've always envied people that could have that. All right. Oh, yeah. See, you guys knew it all the way already. And I definitely knew this one already. But I just love that sequence so much when they're, like, sitting on the camels and then talking about it. So funny. Jeff Elliott says, Indiana was the dog's name. And indeed it was. Lewis Cameron also had it. Louis Becerra had it right as well. Rainmer says, no idea. I love those films, though. Yep. Yeah. Tiba says, it was the pupper. That's right. Okay. Very cool. Good job, guys, on that one. Bart Osh says, hey, Mike. What's going on, Bart? All right. Let's get to question 2. All right. This one is, I don't know. Are people going to know this one? I'm not sure. This was super specific, but I've seen The Rock, that movie, probably 50 times. Maybe 30 times. It was one of the first DVDs I ever owned. The first 2 DVDs I ever owned were Michael Bay films. I think they're Michael Bay films. But Armageddon was number 1, and The Rock was number 2. Those were the first 2 DVDs I ever bought. This would have been somewhere like 1998, maybe. So, I think in 1998. Does that math add up? When did The Rock come out? Anyway. Question number 2, in The Rock, what was Sean Connery's character doing when he saw an opportunity to escape? And to put some, like, a little bit more context to that. So Sean Connery's character is this Scottish national who is being held in a federal prison without being charged for some reason. So he's just been like, he's some sort of national security threat. So he's been like just squirreled away somewhere. But they need him now because terrorists have taken over Alcatraz. And they need Sean Connery's guidance as one of the only escaped Alcatraz to help them break back in to Alcatraz. So they're transporting him to San Francisco from this other federal prison. There, he escapes before he has to get, do this mission thing. And I don't know if you guys remember, there's a giant car crash. There's a car chase scene. It's pretty epic. It's a really good car chase scene. I mean, what car chase scene in San Francisco isn't really good? But this one was really good. But before the car chasing, he escaped from the hotel. What was he doing in the hotel? Let's see if we got it here. He disarms Goodspeed. Does he disarm Goodspeed? Was Goodspeed there yet? I don't know. I'm trying to remember. But, oh, man, you guys already know this. You guys are so good. Yeah. Chris Yao says, was he eating a plate of spaghetti with candy corn and maple syrup? No, he wasn't. But that's a good guess. Rainwater says, going to the bathroom. That would actually be a pretty good guess, I think. Or was he in the bathroom? I don't know. But Mark Trujillo says, visiting his daughter. That's why he escaped, because he wanted to meet his daughter Jade. Remember? But so that's why he wanted to escape. But the reason why he needed, but what he was doing when he was trying to escape, I think, I think Stevie 76 has it first. He was getting a haircut, because remember, he was in this weird prison. He wasn't getting a haircut, so he had super long hair and a giant, long, scraggly beard. And they had him at like this super fancy hotel, and then they hired a super fancy hairdresser to come give him a haircut. Sorry, it's getting dark. And remember, they were like, you got to give this guy a haircut, but no scissors. And the person that's giving the haircut goes, did they tell Michelangelo no brush? And then the federal agent goes, with scissors, this guy could kill you like 16 times or something crazy like that. So they managed to give him a haircut with just clippers. And it was after the haircut that's how he like did the escape. He like dangled the hairdresser over the balcony and then created the diversion and then was able to escape. I really like that movie. It's such a bad movie, but I really liked it. Yeah. Raynor says, I recently watched True Lies and kind of liked it, TBH. It's so over the top. Yeah, you know what? I've never seen that one. That's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis, right? I never saw that one. Stephen Gersdorf says, there better be some James Bond question, just saying. We'll get there. We'll get there. Mark Chancoco says, getting a haircut. That's right. Leonis Bacher says, WTF, talk about shoes. We can certainly talk about shoes, Leonis. If you got a question, feel free. I'll happy to answer any questions that you have. But this is a live stream that I do every day, so it's kind of like more like a talk show. But the general idea is that this is kind of like my overall goal for the terms of like the vibe for this live stream is that it's like after you've done your long run, or maybe a question or like a conversation you might have with your running buddies during a long run, which you're not always going to talk about shoes and running during like a long run. It can get anywhere. I mean, I feel like the farther it gets from running during like a 20 miler, the better the run and the conversation is. But I don't know. I'm pretty chatty during a run, so maybe that's just me. But yeah, Leonis, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to talk about it. Or if there's something you want to talk about, like a prompt you want to give me, I'll be happy to talk about it. All right. Let's see. Christian says, what shoes was Sean Connery wearing when he had a chance to escape in the movie The Rock? My guess would be Chuck Taylor's, like Cons. Don't you think? Anyone? Does anyone know? I'm going to have to rewatch it now. Try to figure that out. Danny J's here says, hey, I made it. How's everyone? What's going on, Danny? Okay. Let's get to question number 3. And this is kind of so number 3. Sean Connery was knighted in July of 2000 in Edinburgh. I don't know how to say it. And I want to say Edinburgh. That's how I want to read it, but I don't know. I know that's not how you say it. In Edinburgh in 2000. What other actor who played James Bond was also a knight? So, I mean, there's only a handful of potential answers. But other than Sean Connery, what other James Bond actor was also knighted during his lifetime? I guess that's a hint, too. Man, you guys are really good. Ben Weiss said Edinburgh. Edinburgh? Is that how you, like bruh? Like Edinburgh? Okay. Rainwater says Pierce Brosnan. Is Pierce Brosnan knighted? I don't think he is. Is he? I'm not sure. Yeah. Broken Curse says, hey, Kofuzi, I'm new to your channel. I want to ask if you had a video for tips for new runners. I think I have one from a while back. It's probably like 2 years old at this point. But yeah, I think that I actually just got interviewed on a podcast today. It's for one that's, I don't even know if it has any episodes out today. But I sat down with someone for a podcast today, and I talked about like some tips that I generally give to new runners, but I'll give you the gist of it now. is that don't overthink it. I overthink things all the time, but like in terms of like, do I have enough shoes? Am I doing the right thing? Don't worry about it. Just go out there and do it. As you start doing it, build the habit first that of enjoying running and doing the running. And then after that, you can start figuring out whatever problems as they arise. Just so take them as they come. But, think of it in the long term as well. So like, you're not going to achieve all your running goals by running really hard on a Thursday. But it's about building up that habit and that consistency and enjoying running over not even just a season, but over the course of years. So, yeah. So those are some of my general tips. And then if you have anything specific, I can certainly dive into it a little bit further. All right. Pointer Power says, do you have enough shoes? Never. Wait, let me answer the question first, and then I got something on that. So who got it first? Someone had it really fast. And a lot of you guys got it right. So I think the first one was Mark Chancoco. No, Martha had it first. Roger Moore. Yeah, Roger Moore was also knighted during his lifetime, but not for playing Bond. He was not for being an actor. He was knighted for his charitable work. So I thought that's pretty cool. Oh, no. Martha, you had it, but Nigel came in just a couple seconds before you. So, and Chris, yeah. Oh, man, I'm getting it real wrong. Chris Yao was the first. Sorry, Chris Yao with another new picture today. This was the same one from yesterday, but it's a new one relatively. Yeah, so Roger Moore. Pretty strange fact, I think. All right. Chris Dyke said, just got in from a quick 12K. Ready to get some answers wrong. Awesome. I love the wrong answers. Mark Chancoco says, was it Tom Cruise? Oh, wait. Wrong movie. Frank says, at least it isn't Dalton. And STO says, Pierce Brosnan is not. I did like Pierce Brosnan as James Bond, but wasn't Pierce Brosnan also in Mrs. Doubtfire? Was he? Why? Right? I think, right? Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why that thought of me. Yeah. Oh, someone asked about having enough questions. So the other day, I had occasion to count my shoes. And I have everything in a giant bag downstairs, like a big contractor bag. Let me take this question off because it's not related to that question. And I counted my shoes. I have 11 carbon or nylon plated shoes and 10 non-plated shoes. So right now, and then there's a box of shoes that I need to get sent down the street to my nephew. So like there's a lot of shoes. I got a lot of shoes in here right now. I got to get not rid of them, but I got to get through. I got some running to do. Yeah. So I thought I had like 13 or 14. So I was like way off. All right. Let's see. What was it up here a second ago? Pumpkin Lyle says, what's the best running snack on the go? Well, I'm eating a honey stinger. These are pretty good. I like these a lot. Not to eat during a run, but like to have as a snack, like before a run or even after a run. Like I did my 10K time trial over the weekend. I had one in the car on the way to where I was going to run it, and I had an extra one for afterwards. And I had like a big thing of coffee too. So I've been enjoying that. But I also like just generally like granola bars too. At the office, I would always have a very healthy supply of Cliff bars and Kind bars, and those are like my two favorite types or brands. And since I don't go to the office anymore, my consumption of them has gone to zero, and I'm kind of missing them both. Yeah. Chris Yao says, in The Rock, in that movie, the midsole was full of nervation. That's funny. All right. Rainhorn says, the Brosnan 007s are really funny, but I'm not sure they're supposed to be. I mean, I don't know. Like, we talked in the couple other podcasts about like primacy, and like I had seen other Bond movies, but like the first time like I ever got excited to like go watch a Bond movie was in the Pierce Brosnan Bond, and so those are kind of like the first where I felt like I was of like not the right or wrong age, but like I felt like at that point like, oh, these are meant for me, and it was with the Pierce Brosnan ones, and like with the English accent, it just seemed, to make sense, and I'm a smaller guy, and I feel like Pierce Brosnan was like a smaller Bond, you know, in terms of like slender. And I felt like, all right, he's still getting it done. He doesn't have to be big to be a superhero. And then you got Daniel Craig, who's like a beast. So it's very different. David Smolson says, Random, do you like Chipotle? Yeah, I do. And I miss Chipotle a lot too. There's a Chipotle down in Dubuque. That's the closest one. So 20 miles away is my nearest Chipotle. We haven't been getting Chipotle. So I think that I have not had Chipotle in probably since at least June. So like 5 months, 6 months. It's been a long time. I used to eat Chipotle like 2 times a week, maybe 3. So it was always very convenient. It was everywhere that I lived. Like I had like 2 little circles downtown where I worked and like my neighborhood. And there's Chipotles everywhere in both of those little circles. So it was just always very convenient. Nigel Sakura says he was Pierce Brosnan was the boyfriend. Yeah. That's right. It's just so, that's a very random casting, isn't it? Yeah. Jeff Haley says, I'm a little older, so Pierce Brosnan is a Remington Steel for me. Awesome. Very cool. Rick Vegas says, how far are you from the nearest Rocky Mountains? I think I am a good like 14 to 16 hours of driving away. So I'd have to go through all of Iowa, all of Kansas, and then is Colorado on the other side of it? Here's where my geography just falls apart. I think Colorado's on the other side of Kansas, and then the Rockies are like central to Colorado. I don't know. I'm math while running, and math sometimes generally too, but math while running and geography, like just horrible. Like I had a friend of mine. He used to work for me, but he's a friend of mine, and he is an Army JAG officer, Judge Advocate General, like an Army lawyer. But for his boot camp, he was telling me about like how they would just drop him off somewhere, and he would have to run/hike and also navigate back to from wherever to wherever, from like point A to point B. And it would be like in the dark. They'd like wake him up in the middle of the night and like just throw him in the back of a truck kind of thing. And he was telling me about it. And I was like, on the one hand, that sounds fun. But on the other hand, I would just be like, they would call my wife and be like, we don't know what happened to him. We only dropped him off like a half mile from here, but he still got lost and we haven't seen him in 3 days. Like that's what would happen to me. Yeah, Frank happened with the geography says you'd go through Nebraska. Oh, okay. Oh. And Jan J says Seth would wake up early to take that drive and then make it home for dinner. Yeah, he would. He would have a giant thing of turmeric tea to power him through. Yeah, Martha helping us out here says Rockies aren't in Colorado, are more on the western side of the state. At least that I knew that. CV76 says, Jag, you can't handle the truth. Mm-hmm. Ben Brown says, good day, gay people. Wednesday morning here in Sydney, Australia. Feeling for everyone in lockdowns. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yesterday, the governor actually issued a statewide mask mandate, which I never thought she would do, but she did. And I think a lot of people are pissed off about it. But, I mean, it's kind of similar to my previous theory or my take on the American approach to COVID-19, which is as long as the hospital system is not overtaxed or overloaded, then we're fine with like living our best lives. So like as long as there's a bed in a hospital that you can get to, we gave you your shot. And if you die from COVID and you had a hospital bed, that's on you. But we're fine. We gave you a chance. And now everyone's like, the hospitals are getting full. We better start doing something. So that's kind of what's been going on. And I think that's what's going on here in Iowa. Running at altitude says beautiful weather today in the Rockies. That's awesome. Really cool. It's a pretty nice day here in Iowa. Ooh, Pumpkin Lyle says lockdown here in New Mexico. Ooh, yeah. That's a surprise. I didn't know that. Ben Browning says, shoot trivia question. Anyone here seen the Maxi Kush Nike Invincible? I'm not familiar with that. I'll have to look that up. All right. Let's get to the next question. Question number 4. All right, here we go. Sean Connery was once named Sexiest Man Alive by People magazine. How old was he when he was given this distinction? How old was Sean Connery when he was named Sexiest Man Alive? Let's see. TV76 says hospitals hire consultants to fudge the hospitalization numbers, allegedly. Interesting. All right, we got some guesses here for how old Sean Connery was when he was Sexiest Man Alive. Martha says 45. Alex says 44. Jeff Elliott says 50. Daniel M says 62. Stevie76 says 80. That's a little bit on the high end. Marchenko says 67. Matt 852 says 69. LOL. Haha. David Sachs says 47. Jay Cross 485. 485 says 53. All right, let's see. I think I see that. Oh, Kasaba Toth has the right answer. 59. He was 59 years old when he was the Sexiest Man Alive. Now, I don't know if that makes him the oldest Sexiest Man Alive, but 59. I think that's pretty awesome. All right. Dan J said, "Are you lagging bad?" Hopefully that's not on my end. Sorry about that if it is, guys. All right. Ben Browning says, "Great question, Kay." Yeah, I like the older questions. You know, like when people are old. I like that. And where'd it go? Martha says, "Stevie76. I was expecting you to say 1492. That's a good call." Kasaba says 59 is promising. I can still have 16 years to prepare for that title. Yeah, I've got a little bit of time to prepare for it too. And Remy says, sorry, but Idris Elba has the title of Sexiest Man until the day he dies. That he is a beautiful man, isn't he not? Man. I mean, I forget. I think it was when I was flying to Atlanta for the marathon trials. I think that's when I saw it. But on the plane, I watched one of the Fast and the Furious movies where he's the villain. And man, he's a good-looking man. I don't know. Are his eyes normally that color, or were those like contacts for the movie? It was just captivating. STO says, "Ask my mom, and she'll say he's never too old for that accolade." That's funny. Ben Browning says at 59 he was definitely post Bond. Yeah, he was. And Ben Browning says post toupee. Did he had a hairpiece? I don't know. I'm really bad at like noticing those. Yeah. Let's see. Idris and Luther? Yeah. Yeah, that's the guy, right? Yeah. Roberto DeVille says loved him in The Wire. Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see that one. You know, I'm not very familiar with any of his other movies that he's been in. But maybe I should check him out because he's a pretty cool guy, or it looks cool on camera in the movies, you know. So, all right. Rainrunner says, I don't understand the Connery appeal. I don't know. I think he's a pretty cool guy. Seems like it to me. I don't know. All right. Let's get to question number 5 about Sean Connery. Question 5. What accent? I mean, I feel like as a preface to this question, it's like Sean Connery was, I think, known for either being unable or unwilling to do other accents. I mean, even for Bond, Ian Fleming had to like change the storyline of like the Bond canon to make him half Scott, after Connery did the first Bond movie, Ian Fleming wrote the next novel to have Bond's dad be Scottish, right? So there are times where he's tried other accents before. And what accent was Sean Connery attempting to portray when he won his one and only Oscar? That's the question. What accent was Sean Connery attempting when he won his one and only Oscar. I remember he's been in a lot of different movies where he could have had a lot of different types of accents, but it always ended up being Scottish. All right. Let's see what kind of answers we got for that one. All right. All right. I see the right answer in here already. Like I said, you guys are fast. But Nigel says French. That'd be funny. And you know what? I feel like I would love to hear someone that does a really good Sean Connery impression do an impression of Sean Connery attempting other accents. Like French, Stevie 76 says Texan. Can you imagine that? Like a Daryl Hammond doing a Sean Connery impression of Sean Connery playing like a Texas cowboy, like a Texas oil man. Can you imagine that? That'd be funny. Chris Yao says Russian. That's a good guess because he was in The Hunt for Red October. But I don't think that he even tried to have a Russian accent in that movie. Did he? I tried watching a couple of like movie clips on YouTube real quick, and I was like, is he just not bothering, or I don't know. Frank says he played a Spaniard in The Highlander. Did he? I've never seen that movie. That's a movie that I feel like most people would be like, oh, you didn't see that? But I have not seen Highlander. Yeah. Let's see. Scotty B says, my son told me today, why are you watching him on YouTube again? You'll just buy more shoes. He's very observant, your son. Good job. Alec Oro said Filipino. That'd be amazing. It's like Sean Connery talking about adobo. Like that'd be amazing. There's not enough salt in your adobo. That's the problem. Pascal Bursma says Dutch. Was he ever? No, I don't think Dutch. And Stephen Gerzer said the operative word is attempting. Yeah. Here's kind of like the correct answer. Samuli Hersey says Chicago, and that's kind of right. But here, I think it was Ben Y who had the answer I was looking for, which is Irish. So in Untouchables, he played an Irish American cop in Chicago. He has that famous thing about with Kevin Costner about that's the Chicago way, right? Where I feel like I don't hear Irish in that, nor do I hear Chicago in it either. But yeah, I just hear Sean Connery whenever and that's another movie I've never watched all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but never seen the whole thing. So Ben Y with Irish. And that's a surprise is that that was his only Oscar. I can't say what other parts he played that he was robbed and should have had it, but it just feels like, oh, Sean Connery has I don't want to say only one air quotes and make it de minimis, but I just thought that he had more than that. I don't know. It was a surprise. All right. Matan Mordehai says, what are your top 5 long run shoes? I would say I really liked the Triumph 17. Not that the Triumph 18 is bad, but I haven't run in it enough to really have a feel for it. It's pretty much the same shoe. So Triumph 17, Triumph 18. I really like the Clifton 7 a lot. So for very long run shoes. I also really like Vaporfly 4%, the Flyknit version. I think is a really great long run shoe. 2 more. For a long run shoe, I'm not necessarily putting in racing, marathon racers in here. But I would also probably put the Next Percent in there as well. And then as long as we're talking carbon, Fuel Cell TC, I also really, really enjoy for long runs. So, yeah. Let's see. Ben Browning knew the answer to the last one. Connery was in the Untouchables. Yeah. Steve Gershon said American accent. Yeah, I was just reading a review of what is it, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen or something like that, and one of the critics was just like, he doesn't even pretend. He's like, I'm Sean Connery, and I'm basically Sean Connery playing Sean Connery in this movie, and he was like, that's what you're getting. And I think the accent was supposed to be English. I don't think it was American. Maybe it was American, or I don't remember what it was supposed to be, but he was just doing whatever he felt like doing. I think is very Sean Connery. Stevie 76. My favorite line in Hunt for Red October: "You speak English? Get your butt over here." That's a good movie. I haven't seen that one in a while. but that's good. Ben Browning says, "Kay, great call. Vaporfly 4%. How do you like Tempo Next percent for long runs?" I haven't tried that one yet, and the reviews are so mixed on it that I think I'm going to pass on it. I might put the Alpha Fly in there because I do really like the shoe, but I just don't have enough of long runs in it to really understand like if it's really going to be something I love. I suspect it will be, but I just don't have enough experience in it yet. Yeah, Pumpkin Lyle says the Alpha Fly is too much money. It is expensive. And when Mizuno already came out with a $300 running shoe, right? That super weird one with the Energy. It was like 100% Energy. But like, I'm wondering when we'll have like a serious, like 300, like, cause that's not really serious, right? For $300. But like, I'm wondering like when we'll have a 300, not that I'm like anticipating it or eagerly looking forward to it. I think that's going to be kind of like a jumping the shark moment, but it'll be interesting to see like which shoe gets to 300. All right. Raymond Galacia says, coming in from a cold and rainy San Francisco, might go for a nice run in the rain later. Looking forward to it. Awesome. That's cool. Franklin Hillier says in The Untouchables, he wasn't supposed to be a Scottish immigrant cop. I don't know because I haven't seen the movie like all the way through. But my understanding is he was supposed to be, his name was Jimmy Malone. So I think he was supposed to be Irish. Patty Wiggle says, Kofuzi, having any problems with your torrent stretching? I seem to tie them tighter than at first now at 150 miles. I stopped running them at the 100-mile mark, so I don't have as many miles in mine as you did. But I didn't have that problem. I felt like it was really consistent the whole way through. So I don't know if maybe that was just my experience or what, but like I feel like a lot of the Hokas this year have surprised me in that they haven't had the normal like Hoka break-in. Like a lot of the Hoka shoes, I do first run videos, which has its perils because it's like sometimes a shoe changes really quickly over the first like 4 or 5 runs. But I would do these first run videos, and for a lot of like last year's shoes, people were like, "Oh, just give it time. It changes." And I'm like, I know, but it's 2019. Shoes shouldn't change. And if it changes over the first 50 miles, what does that mean over the last 50 miles of the shoe? So it always concerned me. And I feel like they really addressed that this year. For the Bondi, for the Clifton, I felt like I got like their peak goodness like right out of the box. And I really enjoyed that. But I didn't sense any change with the upper on the Torrent. No, I'm trying to think about it, but I don't think I did. All right. Shannon's here. She said, I never heard of the Mach 3 or 4. Thought you guys were talking about razors, and they are very good. Awesome. What's going on, Shannon? Martha says, so glad to hear from my coach and people here that there's serious rain in the California forecast. Finally. Awesome. Yeah, that's good to hear. Someone was talking about, Rate Runner. I'm curious about those Saucony rides, Mark Chain Coco. Who was telling me about it? I was tweeting with somebody today. Someone was like, did you know that there are Kinvaras, rides, and Triumphs that come with a gum sole now? Because remember, guys, we were talking about gum soles a couple of days ago? There's gum sole Saucony rides, which I think look amazingly good. The Triumph 18s also look fantastic in a gum sole. The Kinvara, I don't know. The Kinvara looks kind of weird when it gets dressed up, but at least the 11 does. Actually, most of them do for me. I don't know. The Kinvara has always been a shoe that I think looks a little bit strange. But the Ride and the Triumph come in a gum sole, and it looks magnificent. Looks really good. All right. Hell yeah, 999 says, checking in, 5:36 a.m. here. Going to start my morning run soon. Awesome. Hope you have a good run today. All right, let's get to the bonus question. And I guess I need to I'll have to type down like who wins it. But here's a bonus question. But before I get to the bonus question, let me show you the bonus. Take this off and show you the bonus prize. So I got a package the other day, and I don't know, maybe you guys will think this is lame or not. But if you guys don't have to have it if you don't want it. But anyone that wants to try it, answer the next trivia question. But I think it's because I've been talking about it and wearing the hat so much, and maybe because they're like trying to get rid of them. But I got a package from Polar the other day, and they sent me 2 of these Olympic Trials 2020 Atlanta hats. These are the ones that have like the stars on the mesh on the back. I've been wearing these like all summer long, all spring and all fall. So I got 2 of these. So I already have one. So I guess I'll give them away to you guys. So let's do the last trivia question for today. So I will limit it to like the continental U.S. because I feel like I can handle that shipping wise. I think I could get that taken care of easily. So that's unfortunately the only limitation. But here is the bonus question. I'd say if the first 2 people that get the right answer or the first 2 people that get close to it, will I'll take your names down and I'll email you or we'll figure something out. Maybe you guys can DM me on Instagram for that. So here's the bonus question. Ready? How many times was Sean Connery on Saturday Night Live Jeopardy? I feel like I don't know if I like him more as someone who gets parodied on Saturday Night Live or as Indiana Jones' dad. I mean, both are just epically good. I don't know. Remy says about the hat, though. Where'd it go? An amazing friend got me one of those hats and love it. It's a good hat, I will say. I am oh, there you go. Shannon says, oh, I love that hat, but I gave it to a friend. There we go. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. So, yeah. Lewis says, I have a P.O. box in the U.S. Kofuzi. Oh, that's cool. I could do that. All right. We got some numbers coming in. Kyle with 3, Danny with 5, DD 7, Matt 85214, Phil Ortman with 4, Daniel M7. I only thought he was on twice. I only thought it was the one time, and then as I was doing the Alex Trebek trivia, I saw a second time, so I thought it was maybe twice. And Marchenko thought it was once too. Shannon says 15. All right. Jeff Elliott says 8. Rainrunner says 12. All right. Okay. Let's see. Shannon says 15 may have been a little high. All right. Daniel says as many times as he was on Trebek's mother. That's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. Awesome. Run and Recover says there's a clip on YouTube with all of them. Hilarious. I'm going to have to go check that out. All right. Raynor says 12 as Daryl Hammond or actually Sean Connery. No, I don't think, was Sean Connery ever on? I'm not sure. But I'm going by the count on Wikipedia for it. And it listed all the times that Sean Connery was a character. I don't think it's specified if he was actually ever on it himself personally or if they were all as Daryl Hammond. But I'm assuming they were all as Daryl Hammond. Daniel says it was Turd Ferguson. Good ones. All right. So I'm going to close it off there. So no more answers. And no one had the answer right. By my count, unless I've counted wrong, which I certainly may have, he was on 13 times. Or someone played him, either himself or Daryl Hammond played Sean Connery 13 times over the course of all the times he'd done Celebrity Jeopardy on Saturday Night Live. Who knew that it was that many times? But there it is. I think the first one to come in close was Matt 852 with 14. And then someone had 12. Rainrunner had 12. So Rainrunner and Matt 852. If you guys could instant or direct message me on Instagram or message me on Twitter, either if you guys have either one of those, then we'll figure out the address stuff and I'll ship one of these hats out to you guys. So super fun. Awesome. Yeah. There we go. Rainrunner says, can we do Star Wars trivia? Okay, we'll do that next time. We'll do Star Wars trivia next time. I'm not gonna make it super impossible. I'll make it so that most people can kind of figure it out. And I don't know. I'm not sure how wide to make the universe though. Do we stick to like the 8 movies or does Solo count? Like I don't know. So anyway, I'll figure it out. We'll get there. All right. I think that's a really great place to leave it for today, guys. Thanks, everybody, for participating in Trivia Tuesday. I had a fantastic time with Trivia Tuesday today. Tomorrow's video is going to be about easy running. So kind of like not a specific product type of review, but just talking about easy runs a little bit. And then we'll do another live stream. No topic for tomorrow, just whatever you guys want to talk about. 3 p.m., same time, Central. right here on YouTube. In the meantime, be safe out there on your runs, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks, everybody.